Paramashiva's message directly from Kailasa. Listen. Time. There are vertical time zones. Bhur, Bhuva, Suva, Tapas, Satya. The Satya Loka, where Brahma resides, there, 1 day of Brahmaloka is 4.32 billion human years. Understand? 1 day of Swargaloka means the vertical time zone above us. Bhur, Bhuva, Suva, Tapa. It goes and Satya, then beyond Satya is Vaikunta, beyond Vaikunta is Kailasa. Below Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Batala. Understand? I am not giving you some superstitious theories. No. I'll give you precise understanding and experience of these vertical time zones. And understanding about these vertical time zones as a direct utility for your day-to-day life. It can bring tremendous physical health, mental health, psychological wellness, a very powerful way of existing, and above all, life of Paramashivam. You can exist embodying the space of Paramashiva, state space of Paramashiva, and manifest powers of Paramashiva. Tapo Loka is above the Jano Loka. The great yogis Sanantana, Rudu, Sanat Kumara, Sanaka, who are the great ascetics, are living there. Its height is 12 crores of yojanas. Above this is the Satya Loka, abode of the Brahma, whose cognitive mind is centered only on Satya, and who has attained the lordship over the Kalpa. Because of such powerful cognition, is abounding in all kinds of the wealth and awe-inspiring objects and enjoyments. Its height is the 16 crore of yojanas. Savitri, the Vedas and the Upavedas are there, assuming their relevant forms above the Satya Loka. There is abode of Vishnu, Paramapada, who subdued Madhu. Discovering the principle on which all the universes function, all the dimensions and planes, 11 dimension, 14 plane, actually 3 planes fall in 1 dimension itself. 1 plane does not fall into any of the dimensions. 14 planes, 11 dimensions. All of them function on one principle. For example, if you are habituated for a New York lifestyle and enter into old Varanasi, you will have a big cultural shock. If you are habituated to old Varanasi and enter into London, you will have a big cultural shock. Listen carefully. The American dollar may be useful in America. Indian dollar may be, Indian currency, rupees may be useful in India. Malaysian ringgits may be useful in Malaysia. But gold is a universal currency. The whole planet Earth, anywhere, the gold can be used as a currency. Same way, there is certain culture, mental setup, software useful in New York. There is certain mental setup, culture, lifestyle useful in Bangalore. There is certain culture, mental setup useful in Varanasi. There is certain culture, mental setup useful in Germany. If you move to a different place, you will have a cultural shock. But there is one culture, one principle, common to the whole 14 planes and 11 dimensions, the whole Brahmanda. If you develop this one principle in you, you have a cosmic currency. You will not have shock in any of these planes. Any transition into any plane, whether you go to Pituloka, Bhuloka, Bhuvaloka, Tapaloka, Tapoloka, it's called Satya Loka, Brahmaloka, Vaikunta, Kailasa, Goloka, Patala. It is like you have cosmic currency. That principle is oneness. Your breathing becoming intense
especially through certain activities, opens up those dimensions, those planes, and your brain awakens the ability to have access to those dimensions. Listen. Now, you are intensely listening to this truth, and even if it is going above your head, you are trying to let me. Then your breathing actually gets into certain subtle flow, which is intense. Subtle don't think means shallow. No. In subtle breathing also it gets intense. During the puja, that subtle intensity happens. During the kirtan, raw intensity. During the yoga, a programmed intensity. Understand? Regulated intensity is yoga. Raw intensity is karana kirtan. A subtle intensity is while during puja or during the satsang. Now, your breathing is getting subtle. It will go and hit a component in your brain which will open your ability to access Satya Loka. Listen. Each of the activity and the prana intensified through that activity opens up a component or a part of your brain construct which gives you access to the different dimensions of life. Your brain is constructed for this multi-dimensional access. Understand? Ability to access multi-dimensions of the universe is your nature. It is there with you. Just the breathing need to be intensified through different methodology to open up those dimensions so you can have access. When there is a heavy truth is told, still you are not completely cognized, but that does not mean you are not able to cognize. It is like a digestion is going on. It is like digestion is going on. It is there on your head, like a funnel, it is going inside, and you are. During that time, certain intense, subtle breathing gets developed that gives you access to Satya Loka. I want you to know the strength of the life in you is strength of your breathing. When the breathing becomes intense, your brain's capacity to cognize all the other planes opens up. It is like cracking the code, cracking the passcode.
Listen, if you are experiencing oneness, it is Maharloka. If you are experiencing oneness during the multiple expression, even though there are many people, but you know you are in all of them, that is Jana Loka. Even if you listen to these powerful cognitions, you will be irreversibly empowered. Tapa Loka is that last struggle you go through. Sometimes you know you are Paramashiva, sometimes you just slip off, but again you say, I am Paramashiva. That space is the Tapoloka. An absolute surrender. Whether I am remembering, I am manifesting Paramashivatva, or I am deluded, I surrender both to Paramashiva. When you take the decision, you are lifted to Brahma Loka. You move to the Brahma Loka. The deep surrender lifts you to Brahma Loka. So understand? Then from there, you move to Parandama, Vaikunta, and Kailasa, then Mahakailasa itself. If I raise to Brahma Loka, is it possible to fall back again to Bhuloka or Batala Loka? Don't worry. Even if you raise up to Swarga Loka, very rarely people fall back. Otherwise, usually 99.999% of the people only go higher and higher and higher. Exemption, rare stories only this falling back. Like sometimes rarely you hear some fellow raped his own mother. It's like a rare exemption. Like that, some rare people fall down from Swargaloka to Bhuloka. Otherwise, 99.99% they just go only higher and higher and higher. Gayatri Mantra raises you up to Swargaloka. All Purusha, Prakriti, everything you know ends in Brahmaloka. Above Brahmaloka, nothing you even imagine about it. Nothing you can even imagine. You can only experience.
Till Brahmaloka only, or your imagination projections can even measure. Yes, listen. Are you all ready? Shall we enter into the Brahmanyana session? The Satya Loka, pure intelligence session. Oh God. Till now what was going on was only introduction. Now only we are entering into the subject. Come on. See. What is Brahmanyana? Aham Brahmasmi. Tattvamasi. Ayam Anna Brahma. Sarvangalvidam Brahma. Tajnanam Brahma. Listen. I'll explain everything. I'll explain everything. Just listen to all these words I am uttering. Aham Brahmasmi. Tattvamasi. Tajnanam Brahma. Sarvangalvidam Brahma. Ayam Anna Brahma. Shivoham. Soham. All these statements mean the same. These words are all called Mahavakya. This is the pure Brahmanyana. This is the pure Brahmanyana, Satya Loka. Tattvamasi means you are that. Aham Brahmasmi means what you experience as I in you. That is the ultimate. Prajnanam Brahma means the knowledge. Pure knowledge about Brahman is Brahman. I am Atma Brahma. What you experience as Atma is Brahman. Sarvangalvidam Brahma. Whatever is, which you can imagine, not imagine, whatever is Sarvangalvidam Brahma. All of you please listen. Complete attention please. Tajnanam Brahma means complete knowledge about Brahman is Brahman. Sarvam Kalvitam Brahma, everything exists. You know, you don't know, everything is Brahman. I am Anma Brahma, your very soul, core is Brahman. This knowledge leads you to Brahmaloka, space of Parabrahma. Listen. Satya Loka and Brahmaloka is one and the same. Even if you reach Satya Loka, that's enough. From there, automatically you merge into Parabrahman. Making this truth not as first priority, but only priority, takes you to Brahmaloka. Now, whatever I said, these few words, whatever you can capture, whatever you understood, type it. Then I'll take you to the next step. Listen. Making Brahmanyana not just your first priority, making that as your only priority, makes you manifest pure intelligence. Come on. Sit with this one truth. I'll infuse the Brahmanyana in you. Sit with this one truth now. You can keep your eyes closed or open. Come on. If you start cherishing the idea, I am eternal, means you are eternal. Aham Brahmasmi. Start cherishing the truth. Aham Brahmasmi means you are eternal. Whatever you feel as you is eternal. When you start cherishing this truth, everything else is impermanent. You will see all the psychological, physiological, neurological ups and downs in your life drastically reduces. More and more you get centered on the truth, powerful cognition, you are eternal. Aham Brahmasmi. Other than you being eternal, everything else is not you. When you cherish this one powerful cognition, internalize it, so much of powerfulness will manifest in your life. It raises your physical health, mental health. Nobody can put a value for you. You decide the number. Your utility for yourself and others increases. Wealth is nothing but your utility for yourself and others. If you are able to increase that, your wealth increases. It has nothing to do with education. Understand? Qualification is different, competence is different. Life is all about competence, not about qualification. Qualification may be an initial visiting card, good visiting card, but that doesn't make you successful. Competence makes you successful. Powerful cognitions makes you competent. Powerful cognitions makes you competent. The most sweetest word Parabrahman wants to hear is Aham Brahmasmi. You declaring, I am Brahman, oh God, I am Parabrahma. Paramashiva is waiting for you to declare, hey, Paramashivoham. Understand this. Understand one thing. Evolving in cognitions is absolutely celebrated in multidimensional logic. This is one of the most important truth. Ontology of Paramashivam Jnana. In Paramashivam Jnana ontology, there is no space for jealousy, there is no anxiety, there is only one thing. If gods are anxious, they may be anxious for you to become them, you to realize oneness with them, that's all.
Satya Loka is a space of surrender. Swamiji so beautifully explained to all of us. What is that Brahma Loka? What does it mean when we are raising ourselves high to the Satya Loka or the Brahma Loka? Ganga descends from this parallel universe. She was created in this parallel universe, Satya Loka, and then she is accepted into Paramashiva's very own head. And from Kailasa, she flows to the Bhuloka. This is a very, very beautiful happening, very beautiful significance. When you cherish the truth, the higher powerful declarations about yourself as you start manifesting that as your experience. Like Swamiji was saying, Aham Brahmasmi, Shivoham, Tattvamasi, Shivatvamasi. All these higher declarations or the right powerful cognitions about yourself, when you redeclare, when you make them as a part of you, please understand, they start becoming your experience. They start manifesting as a reality for you. Today, since we're all preparing to receive Ganga Dharamurti and Ganga Visarjanamurti Darshan, we just need to prepare ourselves with this one simple truth. If we just understand the higher declarations that we make in life. Like Swamiji said, each of our brain is constructed for the multidimensional access. When your breathing becomes intense, especially through certain activities like yoga, kirtan, puja, satsang, it opens up those dimensions to us, the higher planes. If your breathing becomes intense because of actions like anger, revenge, jealousy, you open up the energy levels of the lower lokas. Now understand, your brain has the ability to construct, experience, open up to the 14 planes of existence, the 14 lokas. Out of the 14 lokas, Brahma Loka is just above the last. Right? So after Satya Loka, it is the higher parallel universes, Vaikuntha, Sripuram, and Kailasa. Now, for you to access Brahma Loka, when you access Brahma Loka, what is the benefit that you get? The first and the most important thing is you experience Brahma Jnana, the science of the Supreme Brahman, the experience of cosmos. And when you are in Brahma Loka, what you experience, the constant declaration, Aham Brahmasmi, Prajnanam Brahma, Ayam Atma Brahma, Sarvam Kalvitam Brahma, and Atma Rama, all these spaces you experience inside of you. When you start cherishing the truth, saying I am eternal, and when you start cognizing these truths inside of you, these principles inside you, you manifest that as a reality. You all understanding? So I am eternal. When you make that as a declaration, whatever you feel as you is eternal. When you start cherishing this truth, everything else is impermanent. You will see that all the psychological, neurological ups and downs will not be a part of you. It will just be it'll only be another incident in your life, but it will not be a very big factor in you. Take a few minutes, and I request every one of you to post the powerful cognitions that you experience through this session. Can I request each of you to take a few minutes and post? Please take a few minutes. Please head to the chat and I request each of you to post.
Slowly relax. This powerful cognition of I am eternal manifests all the powers that we wanted. Now we are going to be starting with the power of altering the weather, literally being able to change the Vatavarana in the place wherever you are. This power literally is not just power over something external, but as Swamiji says, all the psychological, neurological, physiological ups and downs become completely irrelevant. They become so small that they have no more effect on your life. That is what is manifesting this power of altering the Vatavarana, through which you can make it from, let's say, if the weather is rainy, you're going to make it sunny. If the weather is sunny, you're going to make it rainy. If it's hot, you're going to make it cool. If it's cool, you're going to make it hot. You're going to be changing the very weather around you. So are we all excited for this? This is it's a very subtle power because you're able to know that you can change the very biology in you. You can change any thought in your inner space, which directly reflects as the change in the Vatavarana. As Swamiji was saying, when you realize, when you are cherishing this truth that I am eternal, at that moment, what happens is all the ups and downs become irrelevant. How is that? Okay, let's understand a little bit. How does that happen? Now let's take the example of an elephant. If you or me look at an elephant, or let's say an ant looks at an elephant, it's going to think, so huge this elephant is, how big it is. They just crush me with one step, let's say from an ant's perspective. But if the Himalayas, if the mountain is looking at an elephant, it is going to look like an ant. The elephant is going to look like an ant. Am I right? If an ant looks at an elephant, the elephant looks like a mountain. But if a mountain looks at the elephant looks like an ant. It's about the perspective from which you see life. Now, if we are zoomed in completely, if we're focusing with our microscopic lens on our problems, they're going to look big. Under a microscope, even a cell that you cannot actually see with your two eyes covers your entire vision. But when you just zoom out, look at the length, breadth, and depth, the weather itself, from the angle of space dimension, that you are the entire space. You are Paramashiva. Paramashiva is described as Vyomakesha. The entire space, the Vyoma, is his hair. That is who you truly are. The way we can understand is that space, that dimension where the big bangs are there, the black holes are there, where the galaxies, the stars, that is how enormous, how large, how vast we, each and every one of us are. From that angle, when you look at your problems, when you look at even the weather, even any ups and downs happening within you, what is weather? Nothing but what we consider the ups and downs in us as the ups and downs in the nature. That is why we see in so many movies, in so many renditions, we see that how when the person is angry, the fully lightning storms happen. When the person is happy, the beautiful sun comes out. When the person is sad, it's raining. You know, this kind of effect which happens, we see like in so many superhero movies, etc., where the mood of the person changes and the weather around them also changes. Because the weather, what you perceive is, in a way, you can understand the mood of the Vatavarana, of the atmosphere. When you are master of your psychological, neurological, psychological ups and downs, whatever is happening in your physiology, what the chemical imbalances, the hormonal imbalances, whatever is happening in your psychology, the depressions or the highs, the excitement, or in your neurology, when these three you realize are completely irrelevant to you because your space, if an elephant goes and dashes against a mountain, it's not going to make even a little bit of difference to the mountain. If you go and try to take an axe to cut apart the Himalayas, it's not going to make any difference to the Himalayas. You need to be Ganga with the will persistence that she can break through even the Himalayas. That is what we are going to be manifesting today. Are you all ready for this? Can I have a yes from everyone if you're going to be ready to start this power of manifesting, altering the Vatavarana around you? The Shastra Pramana for the power of altering the Vatavarana is from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 113, Dharana 87. Sampradayamimam devi shruna samyak vadamyaham kaivalyam jayate sadyo netrayo stabdha matrayo. Bhagavan Paramashiva is revealing to Devi Parvati. Oh Devi, listen to this sacred tradition. I shall reveal it to you vividly, completely, samyak. Just keep your eyes completely open. Do not see or perceive anything. By simply keeping it fixed with a steady gaze, stabdha matra, on the reality within, the state of kaivalya, aloneness, the oneness that expresses its extraordinary powers and experiences will occur immediately. This is what Paramashiva so powerfully reveals about the power of changing the Vatavarana. Let's listen to how Swamiji narrates the incident from our Puranas of the life of Devi Savitri.
Power manifestation, enlightenment science of Hinduism is not just little peace and little bliss. No. It gives you tremendous peace and tremendous bliss, no doubt. But the conscious science of Hinduism is playing with the reality. One chaste woman who does not want to lose the husband for some reason because she loved him so much, she just stopped at the sunrise. And it is true. It is true. Just calculate the Satyavan Savitri's time period. Go and check astrological flow. Exactly those few days, there was no sunrise. How? You do research. If you ask me the answer, I am a Hindu monk, I will say the power of Savitri. You can try to find out whether there was any huge dust cloud formed between earth and sun, so the sun rays did not reach the earth, whatever, you do all the research. But I tell you, it happened. It is a fact. It's a reality. Savitri was able to stop the sun rays falling on the planet Earth for few days. Chastity. The great Shaiva saint says, Devam Toral Kurunan Turudalval Piyana Piyum Marai. Toral means not worshipping, no need to be worshipping. It means she experiences husband as God. So strongly she is connected with the Paramashiva component of her husband, the conscious component of her husband. She does not feel the need to worship any other god separately. That kind of a strong, chaste woman, Peyana Peyum Marai. When she says shower, rain showers, nature listens.
Let's listen to Swamiji's own revelations and experience of this power of altering the
It
Vatavarana.
starts with sunrise. I don't know how many of you today observed. I got a little late for the Vatavarana. It's supposed to be 6:40 to 7. I told the sun, don't come out till I finish the Vatavarana. And today, 40 minutes sunrise late. See the British sunrise time today. See, there's a Google thing, there's one website where the sunrise time is supposed to be time and actual time is recorded. Today we'll be 40 minutes late. You want to see? It was actually only after I came out, finishing the Vajravana, sun was even seen in the east. Not because of cloud. Cloud means it will be seen higher.
Both these incidents that Swamiji shares is so powerful. How Savitri, just by the will, just by her one command, the sun did not rise. And how Swamiji himself reveals how the sun was 40 minutes late to keep Swamiji in integrity with the Muhurta for the rising for the Dvajarohanam. And actually, I know many people are witness to one more beautiful incident from Swamiji's own life of altering the weather when Swamiji had gone for the Kailasa Yatra. So he had gone in 2011, I think. It was to Kailasa mountain for the Yatra. And he had taken all the disciples and Adinavasis with him. And at that time, when they had gone to Kailasa, the guide who was guiding them, the tour guide who was in that area, he said actually last 2 weeks, it's been very cloudy and none of the pilgrims have gotten to see Kailasa. So there's only a certain range of Kailasa, you can go close to it. And then he was saying it's been completely cloudy, nobody has seen Kailasa last 2 weeks, but okay, you guys have come. So the whole group went. And at one point, Swamiji said, don't worry, the clouds will move. He just did like that. And this is all video recorded. This entire incident is actually video recorded. And Swamiji says, don't worry, the clouds will move. Kailash will give us darshan. And gets back into the car. And he goes for about like 5-10 minutes. And the clouds just move apart, giving them the darshan of Kailasa. Within a few minutes, the whole clouds move apart. And all of them have the darshan of Kailash. They stayed there for 2-3 days. And the darshan was wide open, no clouds in front of Mount Kailash, day and night, giving the darshan. And then I think after 3 or 4 days, they came back. They finished the whole yatra and they were coming back down. As soon as there's one certain area which is considered the boundary of Kailash. So when they stepped down from there and Swamiji stepped down and they turned around, clouds had completely covered the mountain again. And the guide was saying that this is impossible. Last literally 2 weeks, nobody has been able to see Kailash. And the prediction was supposed to be like this for about another 2 more weeks. But these 4 days, correctly, there was not even a single cloud. And as soon as they left, the clouds were back. And even after that, for till the predicted time, the clouds were completely covering Mount Kailash. This is the power that Swamiji has demonstrated so many times in Bali. When we had gone in 2013 December to Bali, we had gone to visit a certain volcano in that area, and the clouds had completely covered the volcano. So we were all like, there's no a lot of the participants were starting to feel like, why did we come here? We wanted to see the volcano, but it was a dormant volcano which was not active for a long time. So and they were like, we couldn't even see it. It's just dark, and everyone had gone inside the restaurant. And then Swamiji arrived. He said, don't worry, I've all come to see this and make the clouds move. And literally, like I think it was 10 minutes later to half an hour, like 10 minutes to half an hour, the clouds were completely cleared out, and everyone came out from the restaurant. Everyone was seeing the mountain, taking pictures, enjoying it. And we left about an hour later, and by the time we had left, it was dark and the clouds were completely covering the volcano again. This is one I have personally witnessed with my own eyes. Like this, Swamiji has demonstrated it multiple times. And even as Balasans of Nithyananda Gurukul, in Gurukul, like I think I've told this so many times, but nature means if it rains, we want it to stop, we need to go from one place to another. Just Paramashivam, Indra, can you stop it for some time? We need to just cross to go. Rain will stop, we cross the area, we go back to the next building, the rain starts again. It's just so casual, so just manifesting just like that for all of us. Now, all of us are going to start this manifestation when you zoom out and understand that these psychological, neurological, physiological ups and downs within you are so trivial. They are so pointless. They have no meaning to you because you are Paramashiva. You are the vast space in which the big bangs and black holes, the galaxies, stars are being created. From that vision, knowing you as that, no ups and downs can affect you and you can affect all the ups and downs. From that context, go open the app, the weather app, the weather prediction. You can go to the website, accuweather.com, and take a certain location. Choose a certain location. Take a screenshot of the current weather in that area. You can do it with where you are also. You can take any other location also. You can pick up a certain weather prediction for your area. Take a screenshot of it. If you're physically there or you know someone who's physically there, take a picture out the window also. Once you have done this, take a before picture, go on AccuWeather, a screenshot, and if possible, a picture of the weather outside, the sky right now. Sit straight. Remember the powerful cognition. All the psychological, neurological, physiological ups and downs are too small. Any up and down of nature is too small. I am the space, the vast dimension in which everything is happening. Any logic which argues that I am not Paramashiva is illegitimate. My ups and downs have no relevance to me. Start chanting the Mahavakya. Unclutch. Just through the power of your third eye, alter the temperature or the weather conditions. If the prediction says sunny, you're going to make it rainy. If the prediction says windy, you're going to make it calm. You're going to alter the weather right now, live of your location. Chant the Mahavakya intensely.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda. 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 Paramashivoham.
Slowly relax.
Om Nithyananda. Paramashivoham.
Open your eyes and check on the weather. Go back to AccuWeather. Take a picture again outside how it is. See the difference in the temperature, in the precipitation, in the rainfall, in the actual prediction for the weather in the next few hours. You can check all of this. We're going to be manifesting many more rounds of this and various versions of this power of altering the weather, through which you can experientially understand that your ups and downs are completely under your control. Now, we are going to be entering into the next session, how powerfully Swamiji reveals the story of Ganga. Not exactly the way we know it, but with its actual significance, how the story of Ganga represents the story of an individual's journey to enlightenment. And how, by experiencing that space of Ganga, we can experience the ultimate enlightenment. Let us now listen to these powerful cognitions on the life story of Ganga from Swamiji.
Today we will see the story of Ganga. How Ganga happened on the planet Earth. Ganga is considered as a river which is there in the higher lokas. It was there with the Kamandalu of Brahma. Means this is the energy, this is the water energy of existence. Brahma means a creator, the energy which creates the whole existence. You see Brahma, you can see four things within. One is the Kamandalu, means the water energy. Another one is the palm leaves, Veda, knowledge, wisdom. And Akshamala means Japamala. Akshamala represents the vibrations, sounds. Through all these things, and then the swan will be there. Hamsavagana. The swan, Hamsa represents continuous meditation. Hamsa means continuously meditating. If you see the sound of your inhaling and exhaling, it will be hum, sum. It will go as a hum and come out as a sum. When they say hum, sum, they mean continuous awareness. Creator has to be with continuous awareness. Only with awareness you can create. Creativity and awareness is directly connected. That is why Brahma is described with Akshamala, means vibrations. Pustaka means the knowledge, Vedas. And the Kamandalu, water energy. And Hamsam, awareness. Man has reached the ultimate awareness. The Parama awareness is Paramahamsa. Hamsam means awareness. Man has reached the ultimate awareness is Paramahamsa. Ganga is the water energy of Brahma. She was there in his Kamandalu. I'll describe the scene, how the Ganga happened on the planet Earth. First I'll tell the story, then we'll see the deeper meaning of the metaphysical story. There was a king called Bhagirath. For some reason, his forefathers have been cursed by some rishi, and they all died. They have been burnt, reduced to ashes. All their ghosts are living there, struggling, suffering. They are not liberated. So they beg Bhagirath to help him some way. Bhagirath decides, I have to do something and liberate. He starts meditating, doing penance, doing tapasya towards Brahma. Brahma appears and gives darshan. And he says, yes, I can send the Ganga to the planet Earth, no problem. But be very clear, can planet Earth hold the Ganga's speed? Can planet Earth sustain the force of Ganga? First, do something for that. Arrange for it. Then I will send the Ganga. Then again he starts doing penance, doing tapasya. After the tapasya, Shiva appears. Shiva asks, what do you want? Then Bhagirath says, now Brahma accepts to send the Ganga to planet Earth. But he says, the whole planet Earth will be washed away. Planet Earth cannot withstand the speed of Ganga. Please do something. You have to protect us. You have to take care of us. Shiva says, all right, I'll take care, don't worry. Tell Brahma to send Ganga. I'll take care. He gives the assurance. Then again he meditates towards the Brahma. Now Brahma appears and says, I am ready to send, but Devatas are not ready to depart with Ganga. Devatas wants Ganga to be there. Bhagirath asks, what for Devatas wants Ganga to be there? No, they have to take bath in Ganga every day. It is their life source. Ganga is not simple water, it is an energy. By bathing in that only every day they rejuvenate their body and mind. And anybody takes bath in Ganga every day, naturally their body and mind will be rejuvenated. That is why in this hilly area, no medical facilities, practically nothing. But see how many millions of people are living happily. Happily, they are living. Ganga is the mother who is protecting everybody. So the Brahma says they have to take bath every day. Then Bhagirath says, all right, I'll arrange all the facilities for Devatas to stay in the planet Earth. Just on the banks of Ganga, I'll create cities where all gods and goddesses can live and have bath every day and have their regular routine as they have in the other loka, as they have in the Brahma Loka. Brahma says, if that is the case, then I agree. Go ahead and do it. Then he comes and does tapasya towards Himachala, the Hima hills, Hema Parvata, the Himaraj, who is the father-in-law of Shiva. He does tapasya towards the Himaraja. Himaraja appears and asks, what do you want? I want you to be the host for Mother Ganga. I want you to be the host for Mother Ganga. And you are the person in whom I can create a city for all the Devatas. And only from you, the Ganga can flow. You are the only person who can be base for Ganga. Then she goes and tells Himaraja, host her. Himaraja accepts that Himaraja will host her. Then Bhagirath starts building the whole city throughout the route in which Ganga is supposed to travel. He meditates on every hill and takes permission. He prays to every hill. Every hill says, yes, I will give the way for Ganga. So all the whole route is cleared. Then he goes and prays to Kalabhairava, who is the in charge of city Varanasi. Kalabhairava is the in charge of Varanasi city. He meditates towards Kalabhairava. Kalabhairava appears and says, what do you want? I wanted, please give us the way for Ganga. You should receive Ganga and give us the way. Kalabhairava says, surely I will give, don't worry. But this is such a holy city. Tell Ganga to do a protection of the city and go. Suddenly, Brahma comes up with the next problem. You meditated and propitiated all the Devatas except Vishnu. Now, you have to do something to Vishnu. Only then I can send Ganga. Then he started meditating towards Vishnu. He prayed to Vishnu. With tapasya, Vishnu appeared. What do you want? I wanted the Ganga to come down to the planet Earth. Unless you agree, unless you give blessings, it will not be possible. Please bless me. Krishna says, all right. I bless you. Ganga will come to the planet Earth. She will come just out of my feet. And he blesses. The Ganga will come out of his feet. When he says a beautiful one word. Whomsoever has realized the Vishnumaya means the universal consciousness. Whatever water comes out of their feet will be Ganga. Whomsoever has realized Vishnumayam Jagat, whomsoever has realized me, from their feet, whatever water comes out will be Ganga. From this word only the tradition of Padapuja starts. Padapuja of enlightened masters starts from this tradition. Vishnu says, whomsoever has realized the Vishnumayam Jagat, Sarvam Vishnumayam Jagat, from their feet Ganga will flow. From their feet Ganga will flow. Then, now he again meditates towards Brahma. Brahma appears with all his glory and compassion, blesses the Bhagavata. Then he prays to Ganga. Then he does tapasya towards Ganga, meditates and invites the Ganga Mother, Ganga with all compassion. Not only compassion, the wild energy. She just comes out of the Brahma's commandable with all the power. She straight away started moving towards the planet Earth. The moment she came out of the commandal and started moving towards the planet Earth, all the 14 worlds are shaken. All the devatas, all the rishis, all the munis simply escaped from their planet Earth and ran away because they got frightened. The fire is going to happen. Means the end of the world has come. Such a power, they simply ran away from their world. They escaped. And appears Shiva. Shiva beautifully appears and puts his head into the Ganga. She straight away lands into Shiva's head. Into the matted lock. Next thing, she gets locked in the air itself. She's black. Here, Bhagavad is sitting, waiting for Ganga for one kalpa. What is happening? There is in the call, she has started already, but she has not landed. Already she has started, but she has not landed here. What happened? What happened in the way? Again he meditates towards Shiva. Shiva appears and says, yes, she's there in my head. Now what do you want me to do? Bhagavad says, please just send a little bit. Don't hold the whole thing. Then Shiva says, oh, is it so? Alright, then he moves one hair. Just he does. Only one hair moves. And from the one hair gap, just Ganga comes out and lands on the Himalayas and comes. That is the river which is flowing throughout this planet Earth. And that is a perennial source. That is a Ganga. By flowing through this way, she fills the ocean. Understand? The story says the ocean itself is son of Ganga. Varuna Raj is son of Ganga Mata. Water is supplied to the ocean by Ganga. That is the story. Originally there was no ocean. There was no water on the planet Earth. It is through Ganga first water came to the planet Earth. And because of Ganga flowing continuously, all the oceans are created. It is from Ganga original water source started. Then she goes and merges into the Samudra Raj, the son of Ganga Mata.
Ganga is a river of knowledge, a river of enlightenment. There are some slokas which says just by drinking the Ganga water you can get enlightened. With all my integrity and authenticity, I can vouch with my integrity and authenticity. Just by living around Ganga and drinking the Ganga water every day, even remembering the Ganga's sacredness, one can become enlightened. Because it's such a powerful technique, powerful method, powerful process. Ganga heals all the violence we carry. Ganga heals all the incompletions we carry. See, the lust is an incompletion, anger is an incompletion, violence is incompletion. All the incompletions we carry, Ganga can purify. Ganga can really, really purify. I used to sit in the banks of Ganga, just seeing. I realized the oneness with Ganga. How the things float on the waters of Ganga does not pollute Ganga. Same way I have seen the thoughts and incompletions floating in my inner space does not make my inner space polluted. It does not touch my inner space. When you understand your incompletions are not powerful enough to make your inner space incomplete, you become eternally complete. I can say that experience I received from Ganga, on the banks of Ganga. It heals, and brings love. I tell you, Ganga can complete any lower occurrence you have. I can give this as an authentic spiritual practice. Actually, just for this, I wanted to create a ashram in the banks of Ganga. Anybody in the planet Earth has some incompletions that they are not able to complete. strong incompletions. Just come and spend time in the banks of Ganga, drinking Ganga water, eating the food cooked in Ganga water. Whenever you find time, morning and evening, sit in the lap of Ganga, sleep in the breeze of Ganga. I tell you, with all my integrity and authenticity, Ganga will complete you. Because even the people who are dead, their incompletions, curses given to them, their incompletions, she has completed. And you are alive. She can enter into your muscle memory, bioenergy and complete you. Do pranayama in the banks of Ganga. That Ganga prana will go inside. Eat the food cooked in the Ganga water. Drink Ganga water. Live in the banks of Ganga. Sit in the banks of Ganga and meditate. Sleep in the banks of Ganga. In her breeze. Enjoy the weather in the banks of Ganga. I tell you, she can complete you. That is why many sadhus who live here, even if they don't do any spiritual practice, they will be liberated. They will become a Jivan Muktas. Just because of Ganga's power to complete. She is here to complete. The tradition says sadhana done in the Ganga's bank brings thousands of times more result. It's true. Ganga Mata is such powerful energy, such beautiful energy, such great energy. The largest worshipped deity is Ganga. She is the Kalpataru for planet Earth. Whatever whoever wants, she goes on showering. She's like a mother. Physically also she gives what do you want, and spiritually also she showers what do you want. She is the Kalpataru. Come on, meditate on Mother Ganga. Let Mother Ganga be a Kalpataru.
Now you understand the whole story of Ganga from the dimension of a spiritual enlightenment. Actually, the whole story is metaphysical expression of Bhagavana's enlightenment. The whole story is a metaphysical expression of Bhagavana's enlightenment. First thing, Bhagavana is tortured by the past samskaras, emblems. That is the elders who are not liberated, who are still there hanging around him. He is continuously tortured by the past samskaras, emblems. So he does tapasya towards the creator of the whole universe. Continuously meditates. He wants the knowledge, the energy to be flooded on him so that all the emblems will be washed away. All the emblems will be destroyed. And one more important thing, when Ganga came, she washed all the ashes of Bhagavana's forefathers and liberated all of them and gave ultimate enlightenment to Bhagavana. And she is here, liberating people. So he's meditating towards the creator, the divine energy, so that the energy can be flooded on him. The Shakti can happen to him. All the emblems will be washed away. He will be liberated, enlightened. The first darshan of creator is what I call first experience, Satori. Understand, why do you think Brahma is described with 4 heads? Don't think 4 heads are there. He can see complete 360 degree. The first experience is what is described as Brahma. The man who gets the experience of seeing complete 360 degree is what we call Brahman. He has achieved Brahma. He has achieved the Brahman consciousness. Whosoever gets the experience of seeing this side 360 degree and this side 360 degree achieves the Brahman consciousness. Bhagavana achieves Satori, first experience, glimpse. Then the Brahma says, enlightenment can happen to you, but be very clear. Will your body stand? Prepare your body and mind. Will it be able to stand, sustain? Prepare it. Then it will happen forever. Prepare yourself. Create the maturity so that the energy can be with you forever. Then Bhagavana starts his tapas. Bhagavana starts his tapas. All the energy centers is awakening and preparing all the energy centers to receive the energy and to sustain it, to radiate it. If you don't prepare the planet Earth and call the Ganga, it will not be blessing, it will be a curse. It will destroy the planet Earth and the other worlds. So unless you prepare your whole body, mind, enlightenment cannot happen. You need complete preparation. Satur can happen. You need complete preparation. Now he meditates towards the Guru who will guide, who will hold the energy and give you how much you wanted. He is the Shiva. He meditates on the Guru, Shiva, and asks, Master, when I have the experience, see my maturity and take care of me. Let me grow with maturity and energy. Just take care. How much I mature, that much supply the energy. Please let you be the safety valve. Let you be the dam. Then appears Guru, says, I'll take care, don't worry. Then, once everything is ready, he has to prepare the base for the energy to land, is Anandagandha Chakra. Anandagandha is the base on which directly the Ganga can land. Ganga can descend. So he creates all the 7 cities, 7 chakras. He clears the roots, opens all the chakras, makes himself matured. So that when energy descends on him, when enlightenment happens on him, it can stay on him and help the whole world. It will be a blessing for him and to the whole world. He continues to do tapasya. He propitiates all the devatas, means the devatas who are residing in every chakra. Then comes Kalabhairava, in charge of Varanasi, Swadhisthana chakra. And he asks, please give me the way for Ganga. Kalabhairava says, surely I will give, but tell her she should go round. She should be around me. She should be in me. That is why Swadhisthana, energy is installed in Swadhisthana. Energy is installed in Swadhisthana. It is Swadhisthana where the self is established. Himalayas is Anandagandha. Varanasi is Swadhisthana, where the energy is installed, where the whole energy takes a turn, where whole energy takes your turn. He propitiates all the devatas, prepares the whole thing, then intensely starts meditating, calls the Ganga. So Brahma blesses, Vishnu blesses, Ganga has come out of the Kamandalu, straight away she is landing, but still enlightenment has not happened. Ganga has left there, but she has not landed here. Whatever can be done, all the tapas is done. Everything is done. Whatever meditations can be done, whatever tapas can be done, whatever study can be done, everything is done. Enough. Now Ganga is not happening. He just relaxes, dropping all the efforts. Enough now, nothing can be done. What to do? Nothing can be done. So when he relaxes, surrenders at the feet of Guru, the Lord Shiva, out of his grace and compassion, he moves one hair. Then lands Ganga in Anandagandha Chakra to flood the whole world with the spiritual energy and runs to all over the world, not only to Gangasagar, till Yole. And moves all over the world, and blessing the whole world, giving the Yuga Suva and Parasuva. Not only washing the embryons of Bhagirata, blessing the whole planet Earth, whole universe, by radiating the divine energy, by radiating the spiritual energy, by radiating Ananda Śakti. Ananda Śakti, the Ananda Śakti, which has liberated Bhagirata, which has liberated the whole humanity, which is liberating millions of seekers. The Guru's grace, Ananda Śakti, let it liberate all of you. Let it flow in all of you. Let it be in all of you. Let
let it purify all of you. Let it radiate in all your beings. Let you all become channels of Ananda Ganga. Let you all become Ananda Shakti.
Yes. Did you all listen to the story of Ganga? How Devi Ganga descended to planet Earth? This story in itself is one of the most beautiful stories because, see, Swamiji explains, it's a metaphor of enlightenment itself. Because what journey of Ganga represents is the journey of an individual soul's enlightenment. How you, me, as an individual soul, how we travel towards enlightenment. Bhagirata represents that persistence of humanity. It was after a lot of will persistence that enlightenment was bestowed. It is, see, it is not like it's not a very easy thing, right? We are talking about not 1 year, 2 years. We are talking about 1,000 years. The kalpa, he prayed for so many kalpas, they say, because he lived, firstly, he should have lived so long. And kalpa includes one whole pralaya, whole deluge time, and the beginning of a civilization, the peak of a civilization, the fall of a civilization, and a decline of a civilization. All these put together forms a kalpa. And Bhagirata prays for so many kalpas together for him to experience Ganga, experience enlightenment. This story is one of the most beautiful stories which represents the journey of enlightenment of every human being. How a human being is born and how he matures towards enlightenment and how he manifests that experience. Now, every one of you that are here, Ganga represents that will persistence. To experience Ganga, you need to have that tremendous will persistence. She manifests as a result of that will persistence, bestowing us with all the boons and all the blessings. You're understanding? Okay, now let us all do a very quick exercise to understand, to experientially manifest the same space that Devi Ganga represents. When you start doing the same thing with realizing that your incompletions are not powerful enough to make your inner space incomplete. Ganga represents that ever-flowing completion, Jnana Ganga. Ganga represents that ever-flowing completion. If you decide, nothing can shake you, break you, or make you fall from outside. Because everything that you see as an external reality, all the things that you see outside, whatever reality it is not powerful enough to influence your inner space. Like I was saying in the beginning of the program today, Swamiji tells this very beautiful line. Ganga has to cut through Himalayas, and Himalayas is one of the strongest and it's one of the tallest and mountain range. For her to break through the Himalayas and come, it is not by power. She's not having like so much of force when she comes. It is her persistence that makes her break the Himalayas. She continuously flows and doesn't give up. She keeps flowing. That is the representation of will persistence. Ganga is a river of knowledge. She is the river of enlightenment. There are a lot of beautiful stories, Puranas and shlokas in Hinduism, which tells just by drinking Ganga water, you can get enlightened. That is why she is known as, she is given the status of a goddess, Devi Ganga. And Ganga, Swamiji tells, is the embodiment of completion. She completes you because even the people who are dead, their incompletions, lower occurrences, their incompletions, she has completed. And you are alive. She can complete you even more. She can enter your muscle memory, bioenergy itself and complete you. That is Devi Ganga. She represents, she embodies that ultimate divine manifestation. Actually, Swamiji, right? There's a very beautiful happening from Swamiji's life. I'll share this with you all. So, do you all know that Swamiji went for the 9 years of Parivrajaka? Most of you, everyone here is aware. I'll tell you one very interesting story from that happening. So this was around towards the end of Swamiji's Parivrajaka Yatra, okay? And Swamiji had traveled, he'd wandered the length and breadth, and Swamiji went to the Narmada river in Omkareshwar. And these rivers are all, the source is Ganga, Devi Ganga. And from there only the Sapta Sindhu, the 7 sacred rivers of Hinduism happen. So Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati, these are the few main rivers. And the source of the water itself is Devi Ganga as per the Puranas. This is very beautiful happening, okay? So when Swamiji went there during his Parivrajaka time, Swamiji said, after almost spending, it was almost, 8 years passed. And Swamiji said he still hadn't received the experience of that avataric mission, the realization, that enlightenment. Of course, Swamiji attained enlightenment at the age of 12. But the purpose, the seeking, the truth that Swamiji was seeking, Swamiji said he couldn't still realize it. So what happened? Swamiji said he fell into such a extreme frustration. And understand when I use this word, I'm using the word that Swamiji used, but this is not equivalent to what we understand. Our degree, even in feeling depressed or frustrated, we have very shallow experience in that. For incarnations, it's very different when they tell it and their experience. Anyway, Swamiji tells, Swamiji fell into such deep depression and frustration. Swamiji felt like, have I wasted all my youth, all my time, life, everything I put into it, and I'm still not able to find. So Swamiji said that in that frustration, in that deep frustration, Swamiji used to carry a stick, the Yoga Danda, and Swamiji used to carry Kamandalu and a photo of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. That was like Swamiji's life. Okay. Swamiji threw away all of them, and it went, or the things went on the other side of the banks of the river. And Swamiji threw all of them, and Swamiji decided that, he is going to drown. He decided that I'm not going to, this life is, it's of no point because I've not found the truth. 8 years I've spent and I've still not gotten it. Swamiji told, it is not the way we understand when I use the word depression or frustration, because what Swamiji explained is completely different. Swamiji said it was such a deep thing. Swamiji's whole being was sucked into that, almost as if, before launching, how a tiger would withdraw back and then come back with more energy, something like that. It went into such a low. Swamiji decided he decided that, there's nothing else left. He started walking into the river Swamiji wanted to just drown into the river. So Swamiji started walking. Swamiji closed his eyes and he put his leg on the water, and Swamiji started going. At the end of it, when Swamiji is walking, and Swamiji says, he is not even feeling like he's drowning. He's walking. By the end of it, when Swamiji opened his eyes, he was on the other banks of the river. Swamiji had not drowned. Swamiji had his avataric mission and realization. He had walked on the water, reached the other bank of the river. In that bank, in that very place, Swamiji had the avataric mission, the realization of his incarnationhood. Then Swamiji said he had that whole, the whole call for his birth just was awakened in him, and Swamiji realized the purpose of his life. This story just reminds me each time of will persistence, the willpower, the strength. We see, the moment we decide, oh, I tried for 1 year, I tried for 1 day, it didn't work, so this will all not work for me. For 8 years after Swamiji tried, his intensity only increased. He didn't give up. He didn't say, I can't do all this. He never gave up. His intensity became so strong, it pushed him to have the next level breakthrough itself. That is the power of persistence. That is the power of what Swamiji represents, that space of incarnation, just that way. If you just sit and if you decide, I will manifest this same space in me, Ganga will open up inside you. Just sit, meditate on this truth. Meditate on the truth, what Devi Ganga represents. Meditate on what Ganga, what Devi Ganga manifests. Sit straight. We are now going to be playing some oneness capsules where Swamiji himself is sitting in the banks of Ganga. you are meditating, I'm just going to be playing some oneness capsule for you all where Swamiji is sitting and enjoying Ganga. Just watch, just see and enjoy that space. How Swamiji sits and enjoys that whole beauty of Mother Ganga. Just sit and connect to it, connect to Swamiji. You will instantly experience Ganga opening up in your inner space.
सार हरे जय कैलाशी जय अविनाशी सुख राशि सुख सार हरे जय शशि शेखर जय डमरूधर जय जय प्रेमागार हरे जय शशि शेखर जय डमरूधर जय जय प्रेमागार हरे जय त्रिपुरारी जय मदहारी अमित अनंत अपार हरे जय त्रिपुरारी जय मदहारी अमित अनंत अपार हरे निर्गुण जय जय सगुण नामय निराकार साकार हरे नित्यानंद पुरी ईश्वर नित्या पाहि पाहि दातार हरे नित्यानंद पुरी ईश्वर नित्या पाहि पाहि दातार हरे हर हर नित्य देव 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 हरे नित्य रामेश्वर नित्य नागेश्वर वैद्यनाथ केदार हरे नित्य रामेश्वर नित्य नागेश्वर वैद्यनाथ केदार हरे मल्लिकार्जुन सोमनाथ नित्य महाकाल ओंकार हरे मल्लिकार्जुन सोमनाथ नित्य महाकाल ओंकार हरे त्रयंबकेश्वर नित्य गुष्मेश्वर भीमेश्वर जगतार हरे त्रयंबकेश्वर नित्य घुष्मेश्वर भीमेश्वर जगतार हरे काशीपति श्री विश्वनाथ जय मंगलमय अघहार हरे काशीपति श्री विश्वनाथ जय मंगलमय अघहार हरे नीलकंठ जय भूतनाथ नित्य मृत्युंजय अविकार हरे नित्यानंद पुरी ईश्वर नित्य पाहि पाहि दातार हरे नित्यानंद पुरी ईश्वर नित्य पाहि पाहि दातार हरे हर हर नित्य देव 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 हरे नित्य महेश जय नित्य भवेश जय आदि देव नित्यानंद विभो नित्य महेश जय नित्य भवेश जय आदि देव नित्यानंद विभो किस मुख से है गुणतीत प्रभु तव अपार गुण वर्णन हो किस मुख से है गुणतीत प्रभु तव अपार गुण वर्णन हो नित्य भव कारक तारक हारक पातक दारक नित्य शंभो नित्य भव कारक तारक हारक पातक दारक नित्य शंभो दीन दुख हर सर्व सुखावर प्रेम सुधाधर दया करो दीन दुख हर सर्व सुखावर प्रेम सुधाधर दया करो पार लगा दो भव सागर से बनकर करुणागार हरे नित्यानंद पुरी ईश्वर नित्य पाहि पाहि दातार हरे नित्यानंद पुरी ईश्वर नित्य पाहि पाहि शोक नशावन नित्य शंभो विपद विदारण अधम उबारण सत्य सनातन नित्य शंभो विपद विदारण अधम उबारण सत्य सनातन नित्य शंभो सहज वचन कर जलज नयन वर धवल वरण तन नित्य शंभो सहज वचन हर जलज नयन वर धवल वरण तन नित्य शंभो. हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे
गंगा अयम
हे नटराजा हे नित्यानंदा हर 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 गंगे हे नटराजा हे नित्यानंदा हर 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 गंगे हे नटराजा हे नित्यानंदा हर 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 गंगे हे नटराजा हे नित्यानंदा हर 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 गंगे 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 हे नटराजा हे नित्यानंदा हर 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 गंगे हे नटराजा हे नित्यानंदा हर 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 गंगे हे नटराजा हे नित्यानंदा हर 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 गंगे हे नटराजा हे नित्यानंदा हर 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 गंगे 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 नित्यपुरीश्वरा जय गंगाधरा नित्यपुरीश्वरा जय गंगाधरा नित्यपुरीश्वरा जय गंगाधरा नित्यपुरीश्वरा जय गंगाधरा हर 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 गंगे 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 शंकरा शिव शंकरा शिव शंकर शंकर नित्या 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 हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे
Now, let's go into the power manifestation session. In that space, you can see now when Swamiji just relates with Ganga. It's the way Swamiji says, when I relate with each and every one of you, it's that same way I relate with the mountains, Ganga, with Himalayas, with Arunachala, that feeling that living presence, which is what Hinduism is all about. We recognize each and every entity of the cosmos as a devata, as a living being. Now also, when we are manifesting this power over the Vatavarana, it is oneness with the Vatavarana. When we know that it is not something random happening, there is a higher intelligence functioning all of it, then we just automatically start manifesting all the powers. So are we all ready? Again, now we're going to be manifesting the power of altering the weather. You can choose a particular place. This time I would suggest everyone call a friend. Okay? All of you are going to reach out to a friend and you're going to change the weather in the location that your friend is in. So Karine, the first video was in Haridwar and the next one was in Varanasi actually. So now let's get ready to start the power manifestation. You can call up a friend if you can. Get the screenshot of the AccuWeather prediction of the weather in that particular place. And get a picture from outside. You can explain to them that how this is the power manifestation science. You can reach out, you can tell them you're going to be changing the weather in that area, and you can explain how this is actually the most positive way of influencing the environment. Through our disconnect with nature, we have committed so much of atrocities against the environment, pollution, global warming. We hear all about these things. But when you connect in the space of oneness, that is when the transformation happens. Now, all of us sit intensely connect to Mata Ganga, to Ganga Maya, the Mother Ganga, who is the source in the cradle of Ganga and Saraswati civilization. The whole Hinduism flowered, blossomed. Connect intensely to Ganga. You will experience that completion space in your inner space. Knowing that all the ups and downs have no relevance, and you will just manifest this power. So let's all sit. Sit with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Chant the Mahavakya, knowing that you are Paramashiva. You're the vast etheric space. You're beyond anything that is there. You're that space of Kaivalya, aloneness, because any other being in this universe is only you. Whatever we are seeing as nature, Prakriti, you are a manifestation of that only. And from that space, just make the will for the weather to change. Chant Mahavakya. Connect intensely to Swamiji.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham
As you're doing the power manifestation,
Om Nithyananda
anything
Paramashivoham
comes up in your inner space.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham
Connect to Swamiji. Just make it irrelevant with expanding your space.
Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda
That completion space is the only reality. Whether we look at the universal scale, we see that what we call matter makes up only 5% to 3% of this known universe. Everything else is what is unknown to science as dark matter and dark energy. Whether we look at it at the large scale, as I was saying, whether we look at it at the large scale, we see that What we know as physical matter makes up only 3 to 5% of the universe. The rest of it is dark matter and dark energy, yet not understood by science. Or whether we delve into the deepest recesses of the atom, we see that it's also 99.999% space. Where is the matter? There is no matter the way we understand it. All we call matter also, they say, is wave-particle duality. The observer is what makes it as a particle. You are the space, the quantum vacuum fluctuations, that pure energy, Paramashiva, is you. Anything that's telling you you are not that, anything that is connecting back to matter, is what we are unclutching from. When you just look at the larger picture, it all becomes completely irrelevant to you. Just connect with the nature. Understand that Prakriti is also you. You are also Prakriti. But what you actually know as you is the Purusha, the Paramashiva, the only being alive in the universe. That is what is functioning through your body and through every other matter around you, making it seem alive. So when you connect to your original nature, look at every thought coming up, at every situation coming up. Where is my space dimension within that? Connecting to that and making the power manifestation happen. You can now verify, you can look around, open your phone, look back, see the change in the temperature, call your friend, ask them to take a picture outside their window. Let's all do this. You can all see how so beautifully, so powerfully the manifestation has happened. Now we are going to be entering into the next session, Powerful Cognitions from Swamiji, which is exactly the science of Ganga. What makes Ganga so powerful? It is the will persistence, that Paramātma Śakti, as Swamiji says. We are going to be understanding what is will persistence, why will persistence, and how we can manifest anything we want like Ganga with will persistence. Let's now enter into these higher powerful cognitions from Swamiji himself.
Whether the inner world success or the outer world success, whether Jivan Mukti, living enlightenment, or the outer world success, power, money, whatever you want, happens with one master key: will persistence. Listen. Not willpower. Willpower means you try to make a will few times. My health should be like this. My life should be like this. My business should be like this. You make few will with the clear idea it is not going to be successful. And when that fails, you think, oh, it is not for me, this is not for me. And you collapse. That is what I call willpower. Actually, it is will arrogance. But will persistence means the number of times again and again and again your ability to create the will intensely is will persistence. Your will is made out of the material called persistence. Please understand, water in the Ganga breaks the Himalayas not because of power but because of persistence. Not because of power but because of persistence. Whether it is the inner world, enlightenment, or outer world success like money, name and fame, power, health, relationships, whatever you want, inner world or outer world, the master key is will persistence, not willpower. Willpower will always make you feel you are a failure. Will persistence manifests the real willpower and it will make you always successful. Understand? Ganga, the water of the Ganga, neither by its power nor by the objects she carries, she opens the Himalayas. It is just by her persistence she opens Himalayas. Just by her persistence she opens Himalayas. Understand? Will persistence, not willpower. Whenever you use willpower, it has to happen. It has to happen immediately. Always you have the shade. No, if it's not, what will I? It means already you planned for failure. And when it collapses, you are confirming this willpower and all is not going to work for you. You don't have, either you don't have willpower, or you feel that will not work for you, or you will feel that is only for others, or you will feel this much only is me. It may be for others. Only when you know the science, why it works, when it works, and when it does not work. That is the only when you know when it works, when it does not work, why it works, why it does not work, you start living enlightenment. Listen carefully. Will persistence means manifesting enlightenment and powers. If you decide to persist, that moment power starts manifesting. You don't even need to spend your whole life on persistence. Persistence is your decision without self-doubt. Persistence is your decision to persist. Persistence is your decision to persist and being sure about it. Willpower, when you use just will, you are not sure about you. What will happen if it goes this way or that way? With will persistence, you are sure anyhow how you are going to be. Look at every step in your life. All your patterns of withdrawing from life, all your decisions to withdraw from the life comes from your will arrogant decisions. All the life involvement decisions comes from will persistence. I tell you,